Hey everybody, what's going on? Gigs here with another Awaken Chaos Era video. Today I want to talk about gear, and I just wanted to kind of simplify some things, organize some things, and get everything in one place for you. We're not going to talk specifically about how to gear champions today. I'm going to talk more about the gear, what's possible on each piece, where to get each set, and just try to, again, consolidate everything for you in one place. I'm also going to mention a couple of other creators in this video, and I will link them down below for you to go check out as well. Some other resources I've found and some other creators that I think are putting out some good content. So let's jump into it real quick here. You know, we have the 6 gear slots. And the top row is always going to be the same main stat, right? You've got attack on the weapon, HP on the helmet, and defense on the chest. And then the bottom 3 pieces is where a lot more variation can come in. So what I did was I put together this graphic that I'm going to put up over me right now and talk over it for a second that shows you what's possible on each piece as a main stat and what's possible on each piece as a substat. This is going to be really important to know as you get deeper in the game, and eventually you will just commit it to memory. But I'll link this image down below, and it'll be an MGR link. If you want to save this image for a quick reference, then feel free to, and hopefully it'll be something you can quickly check out when you're looking for different gear pieces. But this is the kind of thing that's going to be important to know, and I know that a lot of you, if you came from Raid, maybe you have certain expectations of what's possible on a lot of these pieces, and it's not quite the same as it is in Raid, right? So that is that. As far as the different gear sets and where to get them, I think also if you come from Raid or another game, you might be conditioned to think that you need to get into the dungeons as quickly as possible. And I don't know that that's the case here. I think that you can get some pretty high quality stuff from the Mythic campaign. And the nice thing about farming the Mythic campaign is that you can be, it's so efficient. You can kill so many more birds with one stone, so to speak. So for example, this is going to be where I'm going to mention Veiled Shot Gaming. He has a spreadsheet built with a lot of information in it across all different parts of the game. So I'm going to link that below as well as his channel. Make sure you check out the spreadsheet. There's a lot of great information in there, as well as like what substat rolls or what the values of the substat rolls are, which is also important to keep note of, so you know when you're max rolling and min rolling and all that stuff. Another really important thing, there's a ghost tickling my right nostril right now is the reason I keep touching it, by the way. Another thing on that spreadsheet is which gear sets are possible from which chapter. So like if you're looking for a warrior set, for example, that's in chapter 1. And then each chapter has its own set. So again, I'm not gonna tell you what that is. I'm gonna make you go to his spreadsheet and check that out. And again, be sure and check out his channel because he does make some great videos. He's a very good player, and he puts out really good information. So you're gonna have to go check that out if you want to know which sets drop from which chapter, because I don't think that the game tells you. I've been trying to find it, and that's one. I think I've come up with my first gripe about the game is it doesn't tell me what set. It just says randomly dropped, but it's not that random. It's a warrior set. It's random warrior pieces. So I don't know why this information wouldn't be available in the game. I've clicked everywhere I can. Maybe it is available and I just can't find it, but yeah, I don't know. But anyway, that information is available in a spreadsheet. So if we come in here and look at what's possible, you can get 4 and 5 star gear that's rare, and that's in the likely loot. And then in the possible loot, you can get 4 and 5 star rare gear. 4 and 5 star rare gear is going to be fine for a while. It's going to help you get solid builds on your champs. You can look for the right stats on the right pieces and fill those slots in that will enable you to go into these dungeons and have some success, right? If you just try to work out of dungeon gear, you're going to be stuck for a while, which again is a little bit different than Raid. You can do it to a degree in Raid, but you really want to get in Dragon as quickly as possible and start getting that higher quality gear. This is much different here. And the reason that this is also so nice is in the Mythic campaign especially is because again, it's so much more efficient. You're getting XP jelly, you're getting these scrolls to get your glyphs up, which is really nice. So what you can do is if you need a certain set, you can figure out which champions you're trying to do glyphs on that may also need glyphs from these certain stages, and you can come in and hit these certain stages. Like, you're not locked into 1-1 for weapons and 1-2 for helmets or anything like that. It seems like it's random gear in that sense. So it's not a random set, but it is a random piece. So you come in and you find which stage would be the most efficient for you to knock out glyphs as well, and be very efficient with the energy that you're spending. Really, really great. So it's important that you get to Mythic campaign as quickly as possible, because that's where the higher quality stuff is. And if you're struggling, there's a bottleneck, so to speak, at 10-8 hard. 10 is the last chapter in the campaign, and 10-8 is hard. That boss on 10-8 is pretty difficult. So this is where I'm going to mention another creator, the homie Stu Gaming, also puts out some great videos on Awaken Chaos Era, and he's got a video specifically on getting through 10-8 hard. And not only does he go over how to do it in the video a few different ways, but then in the comments of that video, there's a lot of other people sharing other strategies about how they did it. So go check out his video. Go check out those comments. If you're struggling to get through 10-8 hard, it is crucial that you get to the Mythic campaign as absolutely quickly as you can, though, because that's where the good stuff starts to drop. And yeah, that's that. So again, you can check out Veiled Shot's spreadsheet to figure out which gear sets drop from which chapter. Check out Stu if you're struggling to get through 10-8 hard. And then if you are in the game and you don't want to bother saving that image that I made, and you want to kind of quickly reference what's possible on each piece, if you come into the gear and go into manage gear, you see you've got your sorter here, right? So if we go to weapon, for example, if we open up the main stat, you'll notice everything else is grayed out except attack, right? Because that's the only thing that's possible here. If we come into the substats, everything is open except agility, which means you can't get agility as a substat on a weapon. So this is a quick way to reference that, and I'm going to shout out Kyra Mobile here, who has who showed me this method. It makes sense once you know it, but if you haven't thought about doing it, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? So that's a quick way to reference it. If you don't want to bother with the graphic or anything, you can come in, again, on a helmet, for example, everything's grayed out except HP. And then here, everything's available except speed. You can't get speed as a substat on a helmet. So that's a quick way to reference if you're in the middle of something and you don't want to bother with that graphic. So big shout out to Kyra Mobile. That's a very helpful tip, and he's been really great about answering questions for me in the background, and helping me kind of get my bearings in the game. We also did a video together that I'll card to right now, where I show him my screen, and we go through my account, and he gives me some advice, some new player tips, some advice specific to my account. So I'll link to that video. So be sure you go check that out if you're not already watching Kyra. And go subscribe to him because he's the G as well. So that's it. Again, we're not going to talk about specifically how to build champs. We will start getting into that. I think there's a lot of really cool things in this game. One of which being the way that speed works, in that it just dictates who goes first, but it's not about lapping people. I think that's a really cool idea. I think it allows a type of speed meta without everybody being trapped in this speed meta. You know what I mean? So. I think there's a lot of really fantastic things about this game. If I had one gripe about it at this point, it would be that at least I can't find this information. I can't find... I would like it all consolidated into a help tab, maybe, where you can see the values possible on the rolls for substats, and you can see the breakdown of all the gear and some of the, like, which gear drops from which chapter. Things like that would be kind of nice to have in the game, accessible to us. And again, maybe it's here and I just can't find it. If it is, let me know. But that's it. Hopefully this helps you guys. For a lot of my new raid players, maybe you were coming over and trying to get your bearings and trying to figure out what's going on with the gear and what's possible and what's not. So hopefully this just simplifies it all for you and lets you focus on other things in the game. If you have any other tips you want to drop below, that would be dope. I'm always down for you guys helping each other out in the comments. And yeah, man, let's do a quick summon real quick. Let's do my free summon while we're here. You never know. Could be something interesting. And it's not. So that's it. We'll wrap it up here. I appreciate you guys watching. We will be back soon with another video. Hope you have a good one. Later.